So how's it going, everybody? I want to thank you once again for stopping by my channel and watching my videos. Remember, if you're not already subscribed, to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap that little thumbs up thingy if you like my content. I'd really appreciate it. It helps my channel out. On this week's video, I'm going to go over 10 tips and techniques that have really helped me out since I've been out here learning how to ride a motorcycle. Like I said in the past, I consider myself a beginner rider. So these are just some of the things that I've discovered or learned on the internet or YouTube that have really helped me out as far as becoming a better rider and a safer rider. So here we go. Let's get on with the 10 things that I've learned in the past few years of riding a motorcycle that have really helped me out, and hopefully they'll help you out too. Ride with your wrist in a neutral position. It lessens the chance of giving the bike too much throttle when you don't want to. What's known as whiskey throttle happens when somebody rides with their wrist at an upward angle and accidentally gives the bike too much gas when not intending to, causing the bike to suddenly accelerate. Your natural instinct is to grab the bars and hold on for dear life, preventing you from letting go of the throttle, which is exactly what you need to do in that situation. Use 2 fingers on the brake lever close to the pivot point of the lever. This finger position allows you to feather the force applied to the front brake easier and will help prevent using too much force when emergency braking. The common excuse of, "I had to lay it down," is just someone making up a BS excuse as to why they grab too much front brake when trying to stop in time to avoid an accident. You shift more often than you brake, so using your fingers toward the outside of the pivot point of the lever reduces fatigue and gives you more leverage to operate those sometimes really stiff clutches. Keep those toes tucked in. The last thing you want to do is go around a corner and catch your foot on a pavement, pothole, or manhole cover. Not only is it jarring and spooky when it happens, it can also cause you to unsettle the bike's suspension and go wide in a corner, either causing you to go off-road or go into opposing lane of traffic. Not to mention there is a risk in actually causing injury to your foot should it grab the pavement, pothole, curb, or other road hazard. Always be scanning the road. Not only should you be scanning the road for hazards as far as you can see, but you should also scan the road close in front of you. A lot of hazards like potholes and gravel in corners are hard to see until you're almost right on top of them. Don't choose your line in that corner until you're sure there's no hazard in it. Follow your owner's manual for required maintenance. They designed, researched, and built the bike. I think they know what's best for it. Some guy on the internet doesn't know better. Changing your oil doesn't need to be done every 100 miles, and it's a waste of resources. Not only that, but for those of you with new bikes, not following the owner's manual could void the manufacturer's warranty. Change your oil, keep your tires inflated, and your chain cleaned and lubed per the guide in the manual. proper tire pressure. Most bikes have a sticker somewhere near the rear wheel of the bike that states what the proper tire pressure needs to be. Sometimes the indicated pressure on the side of the tire can be different. Always use the pressure stated on the sticker. Once again, the manufacturer knows what they're doing. Always do a walk around of your bike before every ride. Making sure your motorcycle is in proper working order before every ride is very important. If something on your bike is not in proper working order, you could have a crash or do damage to your bike. Better to discover a problem in your driveway than doing 70 miles per hour down the highway. At the MSF course, they teach what's called T-CLOCS. Now basically what that stands for is T is tires and wheels, C is controls, L is lights and electrics, O is oil and other fluids, C is chassis, S stands for stands. Basically what that means is the T, you're going to be checking your tires, your wheels, and your brakes. Make sure that the condition, the air pressure, the spokes, if you have spoke rims, if they're cast aluminum, make sure that there's no dents or dings or scratches or anything that's going to cause a flat tire or something like that. You check your seals just to make sure they're all good and not leaking. And also your brakes, make sure they're functioning well. C for controls, handlebars. Just basically make sure they're not bent, the condition of those. Your levers and your pedals, your cables, your hoses, and your throttle. Make sure everything there is all in good working condition. Lights and electric. Battery, headlamp, tail lamp, brake lamp, turn signals, switches, mirrors, lenses, and reflectors. And also your wiring. Just once again, make sure everything's in proper working condition and everything's good to go. O for oil and other fluids. Make sure your oil level is good. Make sure that there's not any leaks, coming out of the bottom of the bike, anything that's going to require any kind of maintenance or any type of repair. C for the chassis. That involves your frame, your suspension, your motorcycle chain or belt, depending on which type of bike you have, and also all your fasteners. Just make sure all that stuff is in good working condition. Once again, that there's no visible damage to anything or anything that could go wrong before you go out riding. S for stands. Just make sure that your side stand or your center stand is in proper working condition. You don't want to pull up to a parking spot and kick your side stand down and it just falls off onto the ground, and then you're basically stuck with just laying your motorcycle over or standing there like a dummy holding it up until somebody can come along and help you. You ever heard the term, "I'd rather sweat than bleed"? Well, it's true. Even in the hottest conditions, it's better to trade a little discomfort for the benefit of saving yourself a lot of pain. Besides, you never know when you might have an accident. Better to have and not need than need and not have. The first time you put your gear on, you might look in the mirror and say, well, don't I look kind of silly wearing all this stuff? Or, hell, this helmet makes my head look huge. Well, don't worry about it, because 99% of the world won't think you look stupid if you're wearing your full riding gear. The 1% that does are the idiots that don't wear it themselves. And those 1% are the one that 99% of the world think looks stupid for riding a motorcycle with no gear on. Don't try to show off on the streets. Nobody's impressed. Literally. Nobody. 99% of everyone going about their daily lives doesn't care if you can wheel your bike. They just think you're an idiot if you do dumb crap like that on the streets. And no, revving your engine at stoplights doesn't make people want to be just like you. And no, they don't think you're cool. Save all that tomfoolery for bike nights or the stunt lot, where there'll be at least 2 people who might be impressed. There you have it. 10 tips in 10-ish minutes. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next week, ride safe and have a good day.